Background help the people getting better in disadvantaged environment. Through the discussion between the group members, we defined the real meaning in our research project. Humanitarian. Humanitarian is focused on the value of people to care about the basic stuff, which is lives and the basic survival situation. So we put more attention on people's life, their happiness, help people work together, learn how to support those people who need help. By the way, it also became a kind of responsibility to save the people, to make the people who need the help away from the humanitarian problem. For example, help the people who stay alive after a huge disaster and support them to get a better new life. And the humanitarian problem is the people who are in the trouble because of lot unsure reason, such as disability people after disaster or even of war, and some people was born with disabilities. Syria. As we know, Syria's civil war has lasted for 6 years. It starts between Syria government and Syria opposition, Islamic State of Iraq and the Levant. It caused a disability. Disability is an impairment that can be cognitive development, mental, physical, sensory, or some combination of these things. It usually affects some people's life activities and may be present from birth and occur during people's lifetime. For example, in the Syria-Iraq war, it may cause the people who be disabled, such as lower body ability lost, or their eyes couldn't see anymore because of the smoke caused by the fire, even sometimes the most cruel things, which is gunshot. Disability in third world or poverty-stricken environment. People who in the poverty-stricken environment which can be lost the ability to support their life, and it always be the most difficult issue to them, and even have to think how to make the food. So the machine which can support them get their common ability back, which is impossible to them because it could be a big fee for them. Their economic conditions don't allow them to get better. We all know people who in the third world or poverty-stricken environment was unable to pay for the expensive bill for rebuild their body by hospital through the doctor who can make an artificial limb or their machine, which can help that can get recover their function capability or restore normal physiological function. Getting the idea. Through the members' discussion and brainstorm, we focus on how to help disability reach the lower half disabled of lower body. Through the research, we considered that our program is to make a wheelchair to help the disabled people can getting back their ability of working. And also consider to our project is to help the people who is in a disadvantaged community. We decide that the most important thing is the function. The wheelchair should apply to a variety of terrain, also can freely through the sort of obstacles. Based on the design, firstly we will consider the portability, the material that we will use in navigation or titanium alloy, and then we start thinking about configuration.
This part is design of the actuating device. For this part, we getting idea from the bicycle. The graph above shows the working principle of crank sprocket. Crank chain can be the power of people to rail wheel to drive forward, and also a chain and flywheel to participate. As the actuating device, the use of bicycle power principle in the wheelchair thinks about the system to join the bicycle power of the crank sprocket. Like a bicycle, through the size of the sprocket chain and another communication agencies, the force to convey the work of installation to achieve the effect of work. For the actuating device, the large sprocket through the chain to drive a small sprocket is the application of the gel drive mode. For this part is the most important part of the whole wheelchair. It keeps sending the working power to the wheelchair and support people can through different landscape easily.
The turning system of our wheelchair is different to traditional wheelchair. We use the skateboard steering devices to replace the traditional wheelchair steering devices. The physical prin- principle of this turning system called tracks. Track consists of a base plate, and also which pivot on two bushings and a pivot point. The construction enables the wheel to swing in a predefined arc, which allow the object to turn. The system of our the system allow our customer to turn their direction by laying. When the user wants to turn left, they can lean their body to left, same as right. The magnitude of turning is depends on the extent of your lean. The track system is used by the weight of user's body. The gravity is strict down to the ground, as shown in the figure above. When the gravity is biased to the side of friction, and the other side of the friction will be reduced, relying on the skateboard devices. So as to achieve the effect of steering. The center of gravity causes the friction on the one side of the wheel to greater than the other side, so that the number of turns on this side will increase at the same time.
Was tasked with designing the braking system of the wheelchair. The traditional brake system is not easy to use on wheelchair. Generally, the wheelchair are operated by manual push, which controls the internal wheelchair moving forward or stop. For the people in Syria, in most cases they need to take care of themselves independently. Safety is the most important thing for them. Brake system is the core of being safe and protected, so we designed the two parts to ensure the safety of the entire wheelchair. This will protect the user effectively. The mirror pedal was designed with doing rotatory movement. Wheelchair is like a bicycle, through the transmission power to make the wheelchair forward. When we need to stop, we can do in the option declaration. Meanwhile, the wheelchair will be stopped. It can also reduce material in other braking systems. Second, sometimes the danger will occur at any time. The wheelchair of the movement has interior, so we need to stop, sit up, and emergency brake to control the wheelchair to stop at the first time. In the bottom of the menu pedal, there is a manual brake. The principle is based on that command case has two parts. One is the general brake, and other is a handbrake, so that when the danger comes, we can do both of the same times. The wheelchair will quickly stop, because at this time the wheelchair will on the longer be allowed to control to move. When the danger is over, just turn off the manual brake, leave brake and to the previous position. The wheelchair will be able to sit up again.
Function: the wheelchair should apply to a variety of terrain, also can freely through all sorts of obstacles, and we considering the following list to help us build the wheelchair. And our wheelchair can make two different models, which is standing model and sitting model, and will be explained in the diagram. Material: titanium alloy is the material that we choose to use as the main construction Titanium alloy is a kind of probability material for wheelchair. Its features are high strength, good corrosion resistance, high heat resistance. For the cost, importance cost is the first things that we talk about for our plan. We consider the ability that how much the people can pay in this environment. So we do as possible as we can that can decrease the importance cost to make the price getting down and which can really help the people getting their ability of life skill back. We also considering the travel convenience that we choose linked to material that we use. We try as possible as we can to decrease the weight and make the wheelchair can fit in any different landscape. And on the wheelchair we use the electric wheelchair instead of manual wheelchair, and on the wheel which we will use the caterpillar, we will consider that the waterproof and wearproof. Also can write the high temperature bring the bad effect to the system and energy. Comfort for the disability group is also the most important thing to help them away from the pain that when they can go out by themselves. Sometimes it can make them forget that they are just use the wheelchair and make the activity was easily. We are right to use the laser which can be caused the high temperature on the chair, and we use the canvas on the surface and cotton cushion to keep the customer warm and make the cushion removable that support customer change the cushion and clean the surface. For the recycle is consider that the minimum cost and avoid to damage the environment that also help us to collection the old wheelchair and update the function when we get the new plan in the future. Through the above parts of the design principle, the next interpretation of the work of the wheelchair principle, the first person in the use of a wheelchair, his hands around the joysticks handle the chain to drive the pole connected to the main crank. Crank to the reel connected to the two large wheels of the vice crank with the linkage effect drive back to sides of the wheel. In accordance with the principles of the bike to the opposite direction of movement, so as to achieve the purpose of the brake, but also can be connected to the crank rod tilted back to tighten the chain to achieve the purpose of engines brake, followed by the wheelchair steering system using the skate tilting gravity tilt, resulting in increased friction to achieve the principle of steering, replacing the traditional principle of the original work. As the material used is very high light type, so the inter wheelchair design is a very lightweight design. Its appearance of a more brief introduction, and the material the saving to reduce their own cost. Estimated cost is minimum $200 and the highest cost is $300.
Hi, Tom and Philip. I'm Dirk Zhou and I introduce the background for our group oral presentation.
Hi, Tom and Philip. I'm Manson. I will introduce design of the actuating device, just about working principle of crank sprocket in our group presentation. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Zhenting Li. I will introduce turning system in this group. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Shujin Chen. I'm training a braking system in this time. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Jialin Pan. Explain the functions. Thank you.